Are we back? Are we okay? Are we good? Let me know if we're back here. So we've lost a little bit of progress, but it's not that big of a deal. It would not be the first time that I have lost progress on this. Not concerned. Everybody in the chat still alive? Whoops. So how much progress have we lost? Not much. We didn't lose much progress. Is this still not fused? No, it is fused. Okay. So we know from before that if we just grab this one, we might be able to push it all the way through. And we can. See? Already saving time. Look at that. But that's why you save often. It's kind of like Minecraft, where if you drop your diamonds in lava, you jump in lava with full enchantment, you immediately shut off everything. You just turn off, you unplug the power cable. Because, yeah, we have a bit of a lip right here. What's your wallpaper? It's 1/3 of the full image because I have a triple monitor set up, so this is like the very leftmost part of it. It's just a random desktop because I don't like bright ones. So now that we've fixed that, let's go ahead and save that. Did we do anything besides that and then this? I think we went straight to this. I don't think I did anything else. So again, we'll try this one more time. It's an artifact right here. So we're just going to push out that entire thing completely. And we are artifact free. Just kind of do a little bit of cleanup here. Four, 8, 4, 5. Okay, do you want to close or do you want an invitation? What's going on? 4.845. Actually, we could probably just seal that off. Do one of these. And then come back in this way. Is that going to go up or down? I knew that was going to go up. If you move it close enough to your destination and then you delete it, it will close up. Okay, or not. Screw you. You kind of don't want to push it into the wall here because if it artifacts, that's just going to be another issue. It didn't. You can notice by this black line right here that it didn't artifact. If it did artifact, it would have just gone straight through and been a solid object back here. But it didn't, so we're good. And Hawkeye forgot to turn down his phone. Are you going to print this whole thing? Not sure. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet. This is already going to be a very, very expensive project, so I'm not sure what we're doing yet. One sec, fiance before stream. You guys know the drill. Yeah, I turned down my phone. My bad. Okay. So... I'm wondering if I want a wall right there, because I think it's going to bother me if I don't have a wall there. So I think I'm just going to do that really quick. Nothing too terribly precise. I just want to get a bit of a wall right here. Nope, of course you're not going to cooperate with me. Why would you cooperate with me? That would be easy. Please don't artifact. Please don't crash. Well, it didn't not artifact. Yeah, it definitely artifact. Oh, no. Okay, we fixed it. Ah, that was easy. I was expecting that to give me way more trouble than that. Do you want to CNC the whole thing? I would love to CNC this whole thing, but I don't think I have access to any of that. I know you can convert this. I know you can convert STL files to step files in AutoCAD and stuff like that. I don't have that program, but I know you can do it. But that's something that a CNC machine could read. But I don't have access to any of that stuff, so. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, fiance comes first. Okay, so. And the reason why there's like little chips here and there and like this looks weird is because it started off as a round hole and I kind of need to slip the switch in this way. So I kind of had to do some weird things like round these off in weird spots because I was too lazy. Planning on building an MP CNC this winter break. Low precision but a large format CNC / 3D printer. Well, that's interesting. That's going to be a fun toy. So we're going to come in here and we're going to get rid of some of this. Don't need all that. It's like little things like this I could leave, but it's just as easy to do that and make it look a little bit better. Gonna round off some of these. Did I not grab both of them? Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my god, what just happened? Okay, well, we have some loose bits. Oh, I forgot to nail these back in. What is that? Right there. Merge. Go ahead and glue these little bits back in. There we go. Okay, that was kind of weird. Let's not do that again. Okay. And I believe I'll fill in this bit right here because, again, don't need to, but this is a little bit small for me, and want to future-proof it where if I do decide to mold it, I can actually do that instead of needing to modify it again. Did it just go offline? That was a lag spike. Are we back online? That was indeed a lag spike. I don't know if that actually went offline for you guys, but that blinked off of my camera for a sec there. Separate that from the wall a little bit. Okay, so eventually I'll come back in here and add some supports, some thinner supports here and there, just to prevent it from flexing. And I also still need to add a lip all the way around the edge so it interlocks with the other piece. And I also need to add some screws, some screw ports, and I have some ideas for those so you won't have like ugly screw ports like here and here and here and here and here and here, whatever. I have ideas, so we will deal with that in the future. One thing at a time. So we're just kind of scanning over this entire thing and making sure that we have everything going on. There's no artifacts, there's no hiccups. Everything's where it's meant to be. So the tube is going to come off of here, back here. We need to make sure that this is deep enough, which it does appear to be so. There's no anchor down here, so I can't exactly measure, but it just needs to be as deep as it is wide, and it's definitely deeper than it is wide, coming from right here. So that's good. And then that comes off into no man's land. This is a little bit pointy. Don't need quite as much pointage. Okay, a little bit less. A little more. We'll just do that. I can see that the stream died rather quickly. We also can fill these in. Just delete these walls. Whoops, not that. So we're looking for thin spots like right here. Just gonna round over just a little bit. That's kind of weird, but that's fine. Just because we have a guiding rod here, I'm going to round these off. I don't want it to get caught on anything. Whoa. Can we get somewhere in between those two positions? There we go. Too much, too much, too much. There we go. Are you worried about weight or durability? I'm not worried about weight in the slightest. I've never been one to care about weight. You should feel glass construct. That thing weighs a ton. It feels great. Night night boys and girls, if there are any in the stream. I doubt there's any girls on the stream. It's safe to say night guys. Man, the internet's screwing up tonight. But night man, thanks for sticking around. Yeah, night person. I'm not quite sure. It's kind of weird. Night person. But nonetheless, good night. Let's round off these as well, because again, there's an actual rod shifting back and forth here, and we don't want the catch on any edges. How thin is this? It's 1/2 mil. It kind of needs that block right there, but I guess we can just... I guess we can leave that. maybe just... I'll just leave it. It's fine. How the heck did I round this one off and not the other side? How the heck am I gonna... How the heck did I do that? Because the other side of this is not round. It's actually met up with that. How the heck did I do that? That was 400, wasn't it? Save. Oh, good idea. Save. That's a good idea. I'm just gonna... Wow, that was old now that I'm actually looking at that. I'm trying to think here how I can duplicate this on the other side without too much effort. I think I've got an idea, because I could spend the time to find the center of this, and there is ways to do that, but that's going to take about 3 times as much effort as I currently want to do. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. That was 9. Whoops, that was 9.5. But we're not going to subtract. We're going to add a new solid. Delete this. And then we are going to come along this seam right here. And we are going to split this in half, if I can find the right tool. We're going to duplicate this entire side. Please don't die, please don't die, please don't die. And then we'll subtract. And then we'll move this back. There we go. You wanna get out of here? Okay, there we go. Nice and cheap. Freaking cheating. Get Ben money so he can stream more things for us. I need more money so I can do this. This thing is going to cost me an absolute arm and a leg. So now we're going to show everything. See, what have I done here? So I have opened it up a little bit more than necessary because I was trying to compensate for that, but I didn't know the other side was round, so I'm going to close this up like this. And then subtract. We don't need to copy it because we don't need another one of those. And we'll push this out. Push it like that. Let's hope that doesn't artifact. Nope, we're good. See, normally this wouldn't be a problem if you're working on smaller things where it's like, oh, I hope this doesn't artifact, but the more complicated you get, the more stress it puts on this program, and the more it doesn't think properly. So the more I have to worry about stuff like that. Like some of these parts can be pretty fragile in terms of their durability. I think we're good now. Let's go ahead and add those back because I want that other side actually. So I've already test fitted that side. Whoa, that's in the way. Go ahead and grab all these while we're up here. And we'll move those 400 in this direction. In this direction. Ta-da! And we will go ahead and save. Stream is down. Oh, it's back. Yeah, I think the internet's lagging a little bit. When on a kidney, you only need one of those. It's gonna be such a pretty gun. Still haven't worked on the mag release, but all good things. So those of you who play Destiny will know that this right here, this cutout, is actually the magazine, and the little thing right here that's kind of shaped like this actually does nothing. But luckily, since we can do whatever we want, made this the mag, and this do nothing. Be none the wiser. I'll probably end up making a faux magazine that hold like a 6-dart magazine or something, where there's an attachment on it where it makes the bottom of this look like an actual, like the actual prop, so it can wall hang nicely. By the way, why full length? It's both. Just because I can. I'll most likely end up using artifact mags with it, 20-round artifact mags. But it can handle both, or at least in theory it's going to handle both. I'm sure there'll need to be some test pieces and practicing and stuff like that. Practicing? That's not the right word I was looking for, but you get what I mean. What side were we on? This side, okay. Good guess, Ben. Figured, you know, I'm doing this, I might as well. So this space right here on that bar needs a little bit more leeway. So I think I'm going to widen that just a little bit. So we'll go ahead and... I don't even think this has been widened this way, has it? It has not. Okay, so we need to... Oh, that's going to make that wall right here even thinner. Grab all the walls and associating with that bar, and we're going to move them out just a little. And this right here is now officially too thin for me to deal with. Gonna make a split in the surface. Delete this. And we'll just move this back a little bit so it's a little bit thicker. Not a problem. I see a Siva thing in the background. Yeah, that's the Siva node down there. And then this piece is actually, I bought a Picatinny rail, and that's the key to it. So if I actually printed this out, it should fit right on top of there without any issue and screw right on there. So that's gonna go on the top because I'll have a metal Picatinny rail on there. Someone's blowing up my phone. So how the heck is this working? Okay, so this goes into the other side there. That's gonna come up here and then go into here. Oh no, 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 no. This is going up here and passing into here, so we need to cut a hole here. Good thing I was paying attention to that. So I should probably move this thing out of the way first, huh? Let's do that. Hide that. And away we go. Whoops, that's going right into the side of that. Never thought about a keychain Siva node. That'd be kind of cool. It wouldn't be glowing though because there's no like room for a battery or anything. You just have to like paint it. Hey Carlos, what's going on, man? Welcome back. Let's go ahead and just delete this bottom thing here because, oh my god, because it lags. It thinks I grab it and then move it away, which is why it keeps doing that. Oh, see? Notice that just blinked right there? That entire thing is now gone. So that's why you gotta be careful and you gotta look out for that. Okay. So it looks like we're just gonna grab this manually. And that would be why. Let's go ahead and just push this all the way back. And then we'll clean that up. There we go. Much better. Hey there, Dirt Rider. What's going on, man? Okay, so now this will have plenty of room to cross paths into the destination we so desire. Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop doing that. Gonna make me sick. I believe that is that done. Let's go ahead and save this. Skeletonizing the inside of this, getting rid of some unnecessary spots. Like you see, there's now gaps in here. It's kind of a shell now. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like all put together. We are inside of the other one. Just gonna select all this junk and hide it. It's about to get real confusing for those of you who do not know what's going on, so brace yourself, please. I'm making sure the lines are all traceable correctly through this entire thing. Okay, so that's going into there perfectly. We'll come up through here, over here, and around this side. Up through here, and then it will turn and go into right here. And I'm wondering if I need a little bit of a more subtle curve right there. It's one fine looking grip. Thank you. I worked hard on that grip. That grip took way too long. Your internet really doesn't like this. Yeah, YouTube rendering probably doesn't like how many lines there are as well. But YouTube's been kind of shit lately, so we were having some trouble at the end of our live streams for Glass Construct. So, and this line doesn't really cross anything else, just kind of goes up there and straight back into here. This is probably confusing as a mother right now, but yeah. Handle looks a little bit better when we remove the lines. It's material only. That took a very, very long time. But it's way more comfortable than what other people have made with modeling programs. Not going to mention any names, not going to mention any specific blasters, but I'm just saying that's the way you design a handle. That little hole right there is the vent for the QE, or for the valve in there. I don't recognize that reference. Wait. Hey Michael, what's going on, man? Sorry, I'm kind of ignoring the chat because I kind of gotta focus on this. Okay. Oh, I also widened this just a little bit, I think, on some places because I think it needed it a little bit wider, but that should already be good to fit a mag in here. Kind of like a faux mag in there, as you can see. The outline. The piece that I started, because you're probably looking at this and thinking, where the heck do you even start with something like this? Well, you start from the ground up, but I started with this piece right here. These end bits didn't look like this when I first started, but I just started with this, and I kind of worked my way from there. Pretty happy with it so far. I'm kind of surprised I managed to fit in all of the components as well as I did. That was not the button that I meant to hit. I was like, what's it doing? There we go. So this whole thing right here, I do believe is all one piece. Yes, you can see the top rail, where the top rail is going to fit on. Yep, this is the HPA one, Ben. Yeah, it's semi-automatic. Or going to be semi-automatic. Hey Tiger, what's going on? So, we should be able to move this entire piece. I'm thinking about putting a locking pin right here, maybe somewhere else to give it more strength. And then this slides off just like this. And I actually had been designing this before Jet Blaster released theirs, so I promise I'm not copying. But that's going to ride on there like that, and that's going to be able to disassemble like that a little bit. So then you can kind of see the bolt and stuff in there, and you'll be able to access the tank. And you can easily see the locking pin right here that attaches to the barrel, so you can pop that out. This will probably be like a thumb screw or something, or you know, probably don't have room for that. Maybe like a one of those screws without the heads. Forget what they're called. And so you can easily unscrew that and then pull out the entire barrel. See ya, Hyperlink. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it's a Destiny rifle. It's Chaos Dogma. So, you can see some of the grooves in here, some of the details. They're not actually, for those of you who are just joining, they're not actually in here. And the reason, because that, another design change that I did for functionality is I moved the entire barrel about 5 millimeters down. So you can see that this isn't exactly center, but that's totally on purpose. But you can see that these grooves aren't in the initial design. That's because it's all kind of faked with the texture that they put on there. So that's why I'm recreating the entire thing. I mean, I'm making internal, so that's really why I'm recreating the entire thing, but you know what I mean. So I think that's enough internals for now. Let's go ahead and hide all this crap. I've not touched this front piece in a very, very long time. I'll worry about the details later, but I just want to get the framework done because I want to get the framework done. I can always add the details in a little bit later. So it can be kind of hard to see. If you look up, this entire thing is like black. So it's kind of hard to see with this STL file being the way it is. There are like two different file types, which is why they look different. As you can see, I'm not going for line-to-line accuracy because these are more polyed than what I'm actually going to be making, because I'm like bumping up to high definition. So I'm not exactly trying to make this perfect. I'm just trying to make it good. So we need a frame of reference to start with. So we'll go ahead and pull this through. And we'll just start tracing. Do I have a cursor? What's going on here? There we go. It's kind of weird. That was completely off. You know, I'm just gonna do this properly. Okay, so that's not even straight up and down. Well, you didn't tell me that. frick, you didn't tell me that. Oops. Man, people are blowing up my phone. Bet if I ever used it, it would be probably only read much rather like workflow of the program a lot. I might have to give it a shot. Usually, enter a blender. I'm not the best at it, but I like to think I can get around. I need to pull this forward a little bit because I can't actually see what I'm doing now. Or, I guess technically back. Right. Can we move just a hair more? There we go. And then this is just going to go straight up. Now, see how this is like rounded? Sorry, I'm distracting you. See how this top piece is rounded? We actually have a frame of reference of what we're doing. Right here is the middle point of that circle. So you have a circle. You have the line going down straight in the middle. Because it's not even a circle, it's a, you know, whatever that is. So we're actually going to go from here and mark where that center is, or at least abouts, because again, we don't need to be 100% accurate. This is, you're kind of, it's kind of deceiving, because this might look like it's off by quite a bit. That's actually like 1/10 of a millimeter. That's actually not off by a whole lot. But then what we can do there is use that as a frame of reference once we extrude this. So this entire, actually this entire thing doesn't even matter. So let's go ahead and trim this. I don't suppose we have eyeballs on the other side of this. Nope, of course not. Just go up by 4 millimeters. Back by 2. Might be a little confusing. Okay, so it was down 4 millimeters, was it? And then 2. Yes. Again, for those of you who are now joining, I kind of have to concentrate on this, so if you have something to say to me specifically, just go ahead and tag me, because I'm trying to check the chat, but I can only check it so many times. Oh, that's interesting. It goes down further. Oh wait, did I not get this all the way down? Hold on. That's not all the way down. I was wondering why that looked weird. I thought it was, I could have sworn it was down 4. See, now that's too much, and that's only half. What the fudge? Let's undo that. Did I make that far off? Right there? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, let's redo that. Wasn't aware that was that far off. And then this one only marks the middle, so we can keep going down from here. Okay. It's probably confusing to a lot of people. They're like, what the heck is going on? Because I'm like phasing in and out of, I'm no clipping in and out of stuff, and okay, so now we have the framework, and these are all of the templates that I save. All those things that was out there earlier. This is all the crap that I save. So you can see it's kind of no clipping in between those two, so we know that we've got it somewhat on the line. So we're going to extrude this. I was trying to delete other parts because it's intersecting. Oops. I said I was going to fix that, and then I didn't. To the new solid. Keep that separate for now. Wonder why my phone is blowing up. And now these lines right here are vertical. So I'm wondering if we can hold on, give me a second to think. Let's get this going first. We shouldn't need that, right? Oh wait, I need that to mark the thing. Hold on. It's 28.5. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. And my brain is not letting me figure it out. That was 22.8, right? So, geez, brain fart. Alright, 11.4. Do you plan on selling the shell for this Nerf gun? As it stands, this shell is already going to be in the 4-digit range, and molding it would be adding another 4-digit number. So unless I get funded, unless I have someone that's like, I'm interested in buying this legitimately, it's gonna be hard to justify, I'm gonna be honest. So I'm not sure yet. see. Let's look up here. What looks natural? It kind of has a ring up at the top here, and then it starts sloping right here. So if I go all the way to this, it kind of makes it big. So let's follow this curve right here. And then we'll move into a hard point line coming down right here. Now that we have that, we can take this. Wait. We can take this and move it forward just a little bit. That's not what I wanted to do. Move it forward just a little bit. Recenter our camera. That all the way, okay, yeah. This is probably confusing as hell. I can only imagine what this looks like. I want to make Zalo Supercell so badly. You should. That'd be cool. Lots of potential for some pretty cool LEDs there as well. Okay. And we're going to split a solid. Not using that line. That was not what I meant to do. Or was it? Was that the correct line? No, I don't think that was the correct line. Let's try that again. Split this. Like this. Oh, it's using both of them, that's why. Okay, that's why it looked weird. Okay. Let's go ahead and save this because we haven't saved it in a while. Hawkmoon is one of my favorite blasters, or one of my favorite guns. I've always wanted to make that one, but it would just be a stagnant prop because there's no real space for anything, fortunately. Let's go ahead and check that. And as you can see, we have a perfectly fitting part here, minus this little bit right here because it's rounded a little bit better. But yeah, so I'll do this to the entire thing, get the basic structure going on, and then I'll start looking at the detailed pictures and making sure that I'm doing everything correctly and adding a little bit of detail and stuff like that so it looks a little bit more like this. This is another addition up here, this little chunk right here. That had to be there for the tank, unfortunately. But so yeah, that entire thing, the entire body, I've basically just started it like this. So that should give a nice idea of what's going on. And now that I actually did that, I think I might have to undo. No, I don't have to go that far back. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Right there. I actually need this part. So let's go ahead and keep it mirror. One more, one more. There we go. Let's go and make this a little bit smaller circle. Want to cooperate with me at all, or see you, Ben. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the inspiration to actually stop delaying it. Not a problem. Glad I could help. So now I'm seeing this out here a little bit. I kind of don't like how big that is, so I'm going to shrink it just a little bit. Not that much. I'll do -2. There we go. So it's kind of an in between these highs and lows. Looks a little bit better. Okay. And you can see that this isn't 100% center on this thing. If you actually look at it, there's barely anything showing this side, and there's more on this side. Doesn't really bother me that much. Again, this is actually like a freaking maybe 1/3 of a millimeter right here between these two. So it's you're not gonna notice it. I'm still gonna be able to say this is a prop down to the millimeter. So. We'll keep this separate for now. Probably just end up merging it later, but there's no point in adding it together right now, so I'm not going to. We still have a bar across here. So we'll extrude this and then shrink it by 20, or excuse me, shrink it by 0.2, just like we did before. Do that before we forget. As long as it's over this line, I can always cut it in afterwards. Make this a new solid and then bind it to this one, just so it's not screwing up. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm gonna undo that. Oh crap. I grabbed the STL. Okay. Whew. That scared me for a split second. That. And there we go. So now we have that bar going. We can cut that in half later. And again, I only need to do one side of this because I'll just end up mirroring the entire thing. Probably gonna end up stopping here. Getting a little tired of doing this. I won't end up making this barrel at all because it's just a blank barrel, and I'm using a worker barrel for it. There's no point in me making it in the program, so. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Let me know what you guys think about this style of streaming. How you guys kind of like can't see me in the slightest, and like this computer. Because it's the first time I was doing this. Sorry about the crashes. I don't know if there's a whole lot I can do about it. This is kind of taxing on my drivers, apparently. Because NVIDIA's drivers have been sucking for a while. Like, they have been crashing, but when they crash, they kind of take everything with it. Bobo told you about them. Don't name it the biggest furry elephant. No way. I have no idea what you're talking about, Arzy. Thanks, Dragon. If I can pull this off, it's going to be such a pretty blaster. I'm actually planning on putting some magnets on the inside of this, and then getting some polycarbonate, or even just like a metal plate or something, and painting it bright orange, so that I can magnet them to the entire side, and like put like a magnetic cover on this rail or whatever under here, and like on top of here, like on this entire side, so that way, because this whole thing's going to be black, but that way I can actually take it outside and use it if I feel like it. But when I want it to be a wall hanger, I can just take off the parts, the orange parts again, so it can actually look nice. But just make some huge orange panels so that I can actually take this outside without getting shot in the face. I'm not sure if I'm going to 3D print it yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to SLS print it. I'm not sure if I'm going to... I'm not 100% sure of what I'm going to do yet, actually, so... Couldn't see that much before, mostly just your hands. Fair enough. It's a fair point. So if you guys have any last questions or comments, go ahead and leave those now. I know I kind of said that just now, but I kind of said it a little bit differently, so I'm saying it properly now. No, I don't have access to SolidWorks, unfortunately. I'm starting school in January, so I'm probably going to have access to SolidWorks, but right now I don't, so oh well. Is that Liam? Oh, hey Liam, what's going on, man? You want to see the pretty insides while you're here? You see the program's having a little trouble with how many polygons are on here. What's the biggest steak you've ever eaten? 12 ounce maybe? I'm not a huge steak fan. Like, steak's good and all, but I'm not like a huge steak fan. I'm doing pretty good. Wondering how the heck I'm going to either print this or like I can't filament print it. I think that's pretty much clear with how much detail is on the outside and stuff. I'm not sure if I'm gonna SLS print it, but that's gonna be stupid expensive. I think it's gonna be expensive no matter what I do. I'm still trying to figure it out, but Yeah. So trigger linking up to the QEV on the cylinder. That's going to come back. That right there will fire off. It's going to have like a little lever right here that will fire off the firing QEV. This thing took forever to model right here. Steak and ribs is my life. Grew up in North Carolina. It's barbecue like. We don't even have this big of an SLS printer. They do. They have like 4 times this size. They have pretty big SLS printers. Full length compatible. Yeah, I just figured I might as well make the compatibility integrated. So I'm probably going to be using 20 round worker Stefan mags for this, but I figured I might as well make it usable for both. The bolt is going to be made out of aluminum. I actually designed it so that I can like kind of chop it right here and make these out of like slabs of aluminum and then kind of screw it together, and that's how I'm assuming I'm going to do it. Maybe in the future I'll have access to a proper CNC machine because I'm going to school for that. Hopefully, maybe one day, we'll see. Not holding my breath. But this is still a long ways off, so I still have time to think about how I'm actually going to make it. But as long as it's not like super extravagant, we have the technology. What tank volume were you thinking of using and what barrel length? Whatever this is. Let's see. So the barrel length, including, I'm assuming, the scar barrel. I might just add like a faux silencer on here to add the scar barrel. But that would be, well, I guess it would be less than that, right? Because I would need, so it'd be closer to here, because it's a floating barrel. So about 300 mil for the barrel length, and then this tank is a, oh god, what is it? I'm not quite sure what that is. I think that's 3. I'm not quite sure what that is. I think that's a 3.5 inch tank, and then that's 3/4 of an inch. It's not a very big tank, but because this is a 1/4 inch QEV. I haven't really done the math. I used a little bit of a longer barrel than this, and I think I was getting like 280 out of it or something. So I'm assuming it's going to drop down to like 250 or somewhere around there. I am using a 304 steel, stainless steel. This freaking elbow fitting right here was freaking 14 bucks. 15 bucks just for this elbow fitting. Freaking stupid. I have the moon is showing her shows. Glossy numbers are all you need anyway. Yeah, I'm like, my whole thing is I'm not like looking for a super exuberant amount of power anyway. Because like this thing's already gonna shoot plenty hard and plenty fast, especially considering no one in my area is gonna have HPA, so I'm already outclassing everyone. Anything I get is just gonna be icing on the cake, but as long as it's over 200 feet per second, I'm perfectly okay. So, and I always have the option of adding like a faux silencer or something to kind of lengthen the barrel on the inside. But this entire thing right here actually is going to slide off, and there'll be like a pin right here or something, and you can have easy access to the pin right here so that you can push that out and change out barrels or whatever if you need to do that on the field. Yeah, oh god, please stop. Yeah, the freaking, I hate you. I freaking hate you because I was buying my paintball tank and you posted that freaking ninja valve on your stupid freaking, what's it called, Instagram, and you're like, look, I got this, it's all in one, and everybody else has these freaking cancer size secondary valves on them. I forget what they're called. The regulator, secondary regulator, these huge freaking apparatuses, and you come in here with this little thing, it's $100, and I'm like, freaking damn it. So I ended up buying it, of course. You know, I might as well start with the best instead of, you know, wasting my money on something cheap and then getting better from there. Operating pressure for those numbers, it looks like you designed the shell to take apart and regulator like a ton of now anyway. I'm gonna run this somewhere around 80 psi. I can run it up to 100 if I really wanted to, but the weakest link is obviously the flex tubing, which is at 100. But this tank is, all the pipe fittings are rated for 150 psi. This is like 250 or something. Obviously that's not a big deal, but probably somewhere around 80 psi. I don't think it's very efficient because I know you're like working on efficiency and stuff like that, but I figured I'd just get my first one to freaking work and then later on I can figure out like redesigning it for efficiency. But and this is also going to be a modified retaliator artifact retaliator metal artifact metal retaliator trigger. Jeez, English. Might post a picture of this to Instagram. But yeah, so I've been skeletonizing the shell a little bit. So it's like all these spaces in here are new and stuff, but finding out how to connect this trigger to this right here was a freaking pain in the ass. This does not want to turn this way at all. It doesn't want to do this turn right here. These freaking switches, for those of you who don't know, I know Liam knows this, but for those of you who don't know, these two switches, these two valves right here are like $20 a piece. This cylinder right here, apparently I got on a really good deal. I got my cylinder for $25. I thought I was spending a lot. This thing shot up to like $35, $40 after I bought it, and it hasn't gone down since. So apparently I got a really good deal. The reverse ones like this, where they're normally extended, are actually more expensive than the normally retracted ones, unfortunately. But yeah, that, and then this stupid little valve was like $30 in its, or this QEV was $30 in and of itself. And I had already bought a $15 valve. I bought two of these, one of them in a 1/4 inch and one of them an 1/8 inch, and I used the 1/8 inch one here. But then I was like, well, this one's so much smaller. Crap, I'm gonna want to do that. So I ended up spending more money. But ooh, 40. Wow, that hurts. I know the conversion rate, but still. And then I actually bought enough to make two of these tanks. One of them is actually bigger than this. It comes out to about here, but obviously that was too big, so I ended up buying new components to shorten it. We'll see how this comes out. If I can pull this off, I think this will be really, really nice. If it comes into fruition, we are still in the process of figuring out if I can actually do this. Either way, this is going to be a stupid expensive project. Cheap on AliExpress, double action plus your own external springs, easiest way to do it. Oh, but China, like this is a Parker, like a real one, and like I don't know if those are gonna be real, and like, oh, hurts me. Anything HPA? Yeah, the paintball bottle is a Ninja. I'm pretty sure it's the same type that Liam has. I think it's just an updated version because I think his is older. But The paintball tank I got was like 175. The stupid secondary regulator was 100 in and of itself. These stupid fittings were like $5, $5, $5, $15, 15. This stupid thing right here was $14 because I actually butchered. I ordered 2 of the aluminum loaders from Slug's Caliburn, and I actually butchered one of them to cut it down, and you can actually thread the inside of it with 1/8 inch pipe threading, and it fit on there perfectly. So I sacrificed a whole thing of that. $30, $25, 20. These are miscellaneous, but yeah, so I think that is going to just about do it for today. I think I said that like 20 minutes ago. Just as good as Parker. I'll have to look into that. For poor men go LPA. So thank you guys very, very, very much for sticking around. Oh, one more thing. These this thing right here is actually going to be made out of silicone, and it's going to wrap around this part right here. And I'm going to print these off and make it into a mold so that I can pour silicone in there, so I'll have a nice silicone rubber pad on the back. Yeah, it's going to be nice. Anyway, look forward to seeing this develop. Thanks for sticking around. Kind of cool that you'd pop in for a HPA build, because, you know, HPA, it's kind of your thing. But yeah, so thank you guys for sticking around. I appreciate you guys supporting the stream, and I think that just about does it for this one. So I think we'll call it here. See you, Ben. Thanks for streaming. Not a problem. Dragon, thanks for stopping by. And hold on, this is a new setup for me because of the first one where I'm doing it actually on the desktop, so I need to figure out what the hell I'm actually doing. Give me 1 second. Okay, and end stream.